The more I study economics, the more it actually scares me. I realize that the world doesn't run the way we were taught in school. There is a massive gap between what you think you are choosing and how the system is actually pulling your strings. Every advertisement you scroll past, every dream of a stable salary, or even that rush of joy you feel when you buy a luxury brand, it is all a psychological trap. These things are designed so perfectly that you actually believe they were your own ideas. The cold, hard truth is this: if you do not realize this, you are not a smart consumer. You are just a puppet in the hands of the system. Let's talk about the $0 trap and the silent bankruptcy. Let's be honest with each other. When was the last time you felt like you beat the system? Was it when you spent 3 hours scrolling through dozens of websites just to find a $5 coupon for something you didn't even need? Or was it when you told yourself that this course is free, this application is free, or this video is free, so I have nothing to lose? You are wrong. That is a deadly mistake. In the economy of 2026, where artificial intelligence has automated almost every basic skill, the only thing that is still rare and valuable is your attention. When something is labeled as free, it means you are no longer the customer. You are the product. You are being packaged and sold to advertisers and algorithms that manipulate your mind. You think you are saving money, but you are actually going bankrupt on a soul level. You are trading your most valuable asset, which is time, for the tiny crumbs the system throws at you just to keep you in the cycle of being average. Let's look at opportunity cost through the lens of 2026. Look at these numbers to see how you are being robbed. In economics, we have a concept called opportunity cost. It is simple. The value of something is not the money you spend, it is the value of the next best thing you have to give up to get it. Suppose you are a student or a young freelancer. You spend 4 hours every day scrolling through short videos because it's free and gives you a quick hit of dopamine. Do the math. With the help of current artificial intelligence tools, a sharp young person can earn an average of $25 to $40 per hour from digital work. That means those 4 free hours actually cost you $100 every single day. That is $3,000 a month. That is $36,000 a year. You are not watching free videos. You are paying $36,000 a year just to watch other people live their lives, while your bank account and your skills stay exactly the same. The system loves people like you. They need digital sharecroppers to work hard for attention just to feed the giant corporations. Every time you click on something free, an algorithm in Silicon Valley gets a promotion, while you just hammered another nail into your own financial coffin. Think about the story of Alex and the illusion of saving money. Alex is a typical student in 2026. He's smart, but always broke. Alex is proud that he never spends money on paid software or premium newsletters. He uses pirated versions, watches free tutorials with constant ads, and spends every night comparing prices to save a few pennies on fast food. What is the result? To learn a new skill, Alex takes 6 months to swim through a mountain of junk info and interruptions. Meanwhile, his friend spends $500 on a high-level course and masters it in 2 weeks. While Alex is busy hunting for a $2 coffee coupon, his friend uses that saved time to build an automated income stream that brings in $2,000 a month. Alex thinks he's outsmarting the system, but he's actually stuck in a state of permanent poverty. He's so busy saving pennies that he has no mental energy left to create big wealth. Alex does not realize that rich people use money to buy time, while poor people use time to save money. And time is the only asset you can never grow back. If you want the mindset of the top 0.1%, you have to be the hunter, not the prey. You need a dark and practical mental filter. Step 1. Set your hourly rate. Even if you do not have a job yet, Give yourself a number, let's say $50 per hour. Every time you are about to do something for free, ask yourself if this task is worth $50 of your time. If the answer is no, then pay someone else to do it, or just skip it entirely. Step 2. Prune your attention. Delete every app with an addictive algorithm that does not make you money. If you are not using it to create value, it is consuming you. Step 3. Invest in speed. Instead of looking for what is free, look for what is fastest. If a $20 book saves you 20 hours of research, that book just gave you $1,000 worth of your time back. Buy it without thinking twice. Remember that in this economic game, the winner is the person with the highest value per minute. Do not ever let a $0 price tag blind you from the fact that your future pockets are being picked. But losing time is just the tip of the iceberg. There is something even scarier than losing money. It is the fact that other people are setting the price for your life without you even knowing it. This leads us to a crazy truth about how banks and governments use your need for safety to turn you into a permanent debtor. Think about the biggest lie of the 21st century. Save your money. Put it in a high-interest savings account. That's how you build a future. You've heard this from your parents, your bank, and every shiny commercial. I'm here to tell you the cold truth. It is a trap. In 2026, saving is just a fancy word for volunteering to have your wealth stolen. When you leave your money in the bank, you are not building a fortress. You are standing on a melting ice cube in the middle of the ocean. Every second, the wealth you worked for is evaporating. Saving is not safe. Saving is an unconditional surrender to a system designed to punish people who hold cash. Why is this? Look at inflation, the invisible thief. In 2026, inflation is not just a number in the news, it's the actual drop in what you can buy. Paper money is basically just a debt note from the government. When they print more money to fix a crisis, the value of every dollar in your hand goes down. If you put $100,000 in a safe today, 10 years from now, you will still have $100,000, but it will only buy what $50,000 buys today. You were just taxed 50% of your wealth without a single law being passed. But the trap goes deeper. The system wants you to save because when you put money in the bank, they use it as leverage to invest in real assets like real estate and technology. They earn massive profits while they pay you tiny crumbs called interest. Those crumbs don't even keep up with the price of a loaf of bread. You are fueling someone else's wealth machine with your own fear and lack of knowledge.
Look at the tragedy of Sarah. She is a graphic designer in Austin. Sarah is very disciplined. For 4 years, she lived on nothing, skipped vacations, and saved $80,000 in a high-yield account. She was proud to be halfway to a down payment on her dream home. But here is the reality of 2026. By the time Sarah hit $80,000, the price of that house went up by $150,000 because of inflation and material costs. Even though her bank balance went up, the gap between her and her dream grew even wider. Sarah is running on a treadmill. The faster she runs, the faster the machine goes, and she stays in the same place while her energy disappears. She did everything by the old textbook, but she is still getting poorer compared to the market. She has more money, but she has less of a life. To avoid becoming the next Sarah, you have to change your financial operating system. Step 1. Kill the concept of saving and replace it with an emergency fund. Only keep enough cash to survive for 3 to 6 months. Any extra cent sitting in a bank is a financial mistake. Step 2. Move into hard assets. Do not hoard things the government can print more of. Hoard things that no one can print, like rare skills that artificial intelligence cannot replace, stocks in powerful companies, or real estate. Assets are what grow with inflation to protect your buying power. Step 3. Invest in your own money machine. In 2026, the highest return on investment is not cryptocurrency or stocks. It is your own personal business system or your personal brand. If you spend $1,000 to learn a high-level skill and earn an extra $2,000 a month, that is a 2,400% annual return. No bank on earth can give you that. Remember that cash is trash and assets are gold. In a manipulated economy, the person holding paper will end up with nothing, while the person holding value will run the show. But be careful. Even when you start making money, the system has one more ultimate weapon to hold you back. They don't just steal from your wallet, they steal from your loyalty. Have you ever wondered why the most loyal employees are often the ones paid the least compared to their actual value? The comfort zone is where careers go to die. Look at your resume. If you've been in the same spot for more than 3 years and you're proud of your loyalty, I have bad news. You are not a dedicated employee, you are a bargain that the company is exploiting. In 2026, blind loyalty is not a virtue, it's a laziness tax. The system has put you to sleep with a fake sense of security and holiday parties. But the truth is cold. Companies do not pay you what you are worth. They pay you the absolute minimum required to keep you from quitting. When you stay too long, you are paying a huge tax with your potential income just to avoid the effort of moving. Why do new hires often get paid more than the veterans who train them? This is called information asymmetry combined with switching costs. Human resource departments in 2026 use artificial intelligence to analyze behavior. They know exactly who is afraid of risk and who is afraid to start over. If they know you're afraid of interviews, they will only give you a 3% raise. That is just enough to cover inflation, but never enough to make you wealthy. On the other hand, to get new talent, they have to pay the actual market value, which is usually 20 to 40% higher. They will pay a huge signing bonus to a stranger, but act cheap with you. They know they already own you. Your loyalty is their leverage to increase profits. The longer you stay, the less you are worth in their eyes, because you have become a constant, not a breakthrough. Look at Maya, a talented systems engineer. She worked at a big tech firm for 7 years. She knew every corner of the system and was the only one who could fix emergencies. She got a 4% raise every year and was happy to be the pillar of the team. Then the company hired a new programmer with only 3 years of experience to help her. Maya accidentally saw the payroll and realized the new person was making 35% more than her, plus stock options. When she asked her boss for a fair raise, the answer was that the budget for current employees is limited, but the budget for new talent is different. Maya learned a painful lesson. Her dedication did not make her priceless, it made her predictable. And in economics, whatever is predictable has low value. Maya had been paying a loyalty tax worth hundreds of thousands of dollars for 7 years without knowing it. To avoid this, you need to stay in a position where you are always ready to leave. Step 1. Follow the 2-year rule. Every 24 months, apply for a job at top 3 companies in your field, not because you want to quit, but to find out your real market value. Never believe the salary your current boss tells you. Believe the number your competitor is willing to pay. Step 2. Focus on scarcity, not hard work. The system does not pay for how tired you are. It pays for things it can't find anywhere else. Spend 20% of your time learning niche skills that artificial intelligence can't copy yet. Make yourself the piece that the machine can't function without. Finally, build a freedom fund. This is the money that lets you quit at any time and survive for a year. When you have that money in your pocket, your energy in salary negotiations changes completely. You are no longer a beggar. You are a partner deciding if the company is worthy of your talent. Your value is not how many years you sat in the chair, it's how many options you have when you stand up. But do not think that just jumping jobs and making more money means you have escaped. There is a darker truth, a trap that even people making millions still fall into. It is in how your brain is programmed to give back every cent you earn in a flashy way. The system does not want you to be wealthy, it wants you to look wealthy. A truly wealthy person is free, and free people are hard to control. But someone trying to look wealthy is the perfect prey. The modern economy is built on exploiting your dopamine. They do not sell you a phone or a car, they sell you a status symbol. They use artificial intelligence to track your attention and find the exact moment you feel insecure so they can show you a buy now button. They trick you into using your future money, which is debt and credit cards, to buy the trash of the present. This is not consuming. It is modern slavery wrapped in luxury. But here's the twist. Economics is not about money, it's about choice. Money is just the tool, but choice is the power. When you understand the supply and demand of your own inner desires, the game flips. Your demand for luxury is a psychological hole that corporations are happy to fill. The moment you realize you do not need that item to prove your worth, their entire business model fails. You stop reacting with emotion and start reacting with numbers. You ask, what is the actual return on this investment, instead of how cool it makes you look. That's when you take the scissors and cut the strings. You are no longer a cell in the machine, you are the master of the game. But to be truly immune, you need one final weapon, a way to spot the lie the moment it enters your head. You are not choosing what you want, you are choosing what they have set up for you. You think you are an independent thinker. You think that when you look at a menu or a price list, you are making a decision based on your needs. The truth is that your brain is lazy. It is terrible at judging value on its own. We don't know what something is worth unless it's put next to something else. Corporations know this. They do not sell products, they sell comparisons. They design an illusion of choice to lead you into a trap while you smile because you think you got a deal. This is the decoy effect. In behavioral economics, this is the ultimate weapon. Imagine you want to sign up for an artificial intelligence learning plan. Option A is the basic plan for $10 a month. Option B is the premium plan for $25 a month. Most people pick the $10 plan because it's cheap, but the corporation wants you to pick the $25 plan. So they introduce Option C. Option C is the decoy. It costs $23 a month but has half the features of Option B. Option C is not meant to be sold. It exists only to make Option B look like a steal. When you see Option C, your brain does a quick comparison. You think that for only $2 more, you get double the features. You think you would be a fool not to pick Option B. Congratulations, you just were manipulated. You just spent $15 more than you intended for features you might never use, all because of an illusion. The decoy changed your entire frame of reference. Look at Leo. He's a freelancer who wants to buy a virtual reality headset. He planned to spend $400 on the standard version, but on the website he sees 3 choices: the standard for $400, the Pro for $800, and the Pro Plus, which includes a bag and cables, for $820. Leo looks at the last 2 options. He thinks the bag and cables are worth $100 alone, but here they only cost $20 more than the Pro. He thinks he's being smart, so he buys the Pro Plus. Leo walked in wanting to spend $400 and walked out spending $820. He didn't need the Pro, and he definitely didn't need the bag, but the decoy hacked his brain and turned him into willing prey. To be part of the 0.1% who cannot be manipulated, you need to install antivirus software in your mind. Strategy 1. Destroy the frame of reference. Whenever you see 3 choices, immediately ignore the one that looks like the best deal. Strategy 2. The isolation test. Ask yourself, if that product was the only thing on the shelf, would you still pay that price for it? If the answer is not a clear yes, then walk away. Strategy 3. Define your original need. Go back to the start. What problem were you trying to solve? Don't let extra features or price gaps blind you. If the $10 plan solves 90% of your problem, then the $25 plan is a $15 loss, no matter how much of a bargain it looks. The rich don't get rich by hunting for deals from corporations. They get rich because they understand the real value of what they buy and refuse to play the comparison game. Manipulation does not stop at how you spend money. It goes deep into how you define success and freedom. I've exposed the entire mechanism of the wealth illusion and the debt trap in my next video. You need to watch it immediately before you make your next big financial move.